Vienna, the time has come and it is time to say goodbye. It is 6 a.m. I am still half asleep and our train leaves in 40 minutes. So we are finishing packing up. We are headed to the U-Bahn and then to the train station. We are very excited to go to Salzburg this morning and hopefully I can get some coffee in me and wake up.
I've made a complete and utter disaster of the last about 10 hours. I blew up the laundry bag. Laundry detergent went everywhere. I tried to wash the clothes last night. They didn't get completely dried, so that's why we're running late, because we had to hand dry with a blow dryer all of our wet clothes this morning. And if you can see back there, we have a train that comes in 3 minutes. If we would have missed that one, the next one comes in 11 minutes. Our train to Salzburg leaves in about 15 minutes, so we would have been totally screwed if we missed this train that's coming right now.
We made it! I slept for most of the train ride, but then I woke up and the prettiest landscape woke me right up. And now I'm in a great mood. There were these massive mountains with snow-capped peaks. And then these cute little villages with these houses that look like little houses from a Christmas village or something. And the grass was all dewy.
If we thought it was cold in Vienna, we are in for a rude awakening. We just checked the weather report and currently in Salzburg it is 26, but it feels like 19, which is about 15 degrees colder than it was in Vienna, and we were freezing there. So hopefully it warms up.
I also forgot that I had already made 9:45 a.m. reservations at a breakfast place so that we just didn't have to think about it when we got off the train. So that is where we're headed. It's super close and it's before 9:45, but they opened at 9, so I'm sure they can seat us earlier. And then we have to figure out how to get to the Airbnb and drop our stuff off because check-in isn't until like 2 p.m. but she said we could just come by and drop our bags off, so that would be great because this is pretty heavy. So let's go eat some breakfast.
The train ride over here was another great experience on Austrian public transport. We had a double-decker train, we sat up top, and it was spick and span. It looked like it had been thoroughly cleaned before we got on. It was smooth. They had an attendant if you wanted coffee or snacks. And the seat legroom was huge compared to an airplane like we would normally fly on. It was way better than an airplane, I thought. And we got there 3 minutes before it took off, and we arrived right on time. Go figure.
And there were no seat reservations on this train, so everyone just sat wherever. So we got a nice seat on the window and on the second level, so it worked out. We just finished breakfast at Cafe Warrenbacher. And since it's Sunday, they had a buffet and only 3 breakfast options, but we decided not to do the buffet because we figured that we didn't want to fill ourselves up, and we wanted to be open to any apple tart or pastry that came along our way. So we decided to get the large Viennese breakfast, which included 2 rolls each per person with butter and jam, which is our favorite, and a soft boiled egg. So basically the same breakfast we had at Bullpension yesterday in Vienna. And I had a large cappuccino. So all is good in the world. I am awake. The Airbnb person has not gotten back to us yet, so we're just gonna start exploring. And we are headed to Mirabel Palace and Gardens first. Doe, a deer, a female. For anybody who has seen The Sound of Music, this is one of the filming locations for the song Do Re Mi. It goes do, a deer, a female deer, re, the drop of golden sun, me, a name I call myself. I think I might be embarrassing him.
So the marble hall that we just saw is widely regarded as one of the most beautiful wedding venues in all of the world. But I actually prefer the one that we got married in.
So cute!
Do Re Mi.
Once again, we are visiting a city that has a bunch of churches, and we're visiting on a Sunday, so we might just be able to see things from the outside and then have to come back later after Mass is done today. We just saw 2 churches while we were at Mirabel Palace, and so we're gonna check them out right now. I don't even know what the names of them are. Cut up to the first one right now. The first church we went to looked like Mass was about to start. A lot of people were walking in that looked like they were just people that lived here that were going to church, so we decided not to go into that one. And now the second one that we are at is called the Holy Trinity, and we went in there and it was open and free to view. We could only take pics from behind the gated area, but it was still nice to see. Like, churches in every single city are so different, so these don't look anything like the ones at Vienna. These were just clean and white, not super ornate.
Totally agree. Clean, white, very
simple design, but still the ceiling was painted and little ornate decorations here and there.
Yeah, it was nice. We are right outside Mozart's Gebert house, which just so happens to be the place Beethoven was born.
Why are you like that?
This is where Mozart was born.
finished at Mozart's Birthplace, and there's another building that is Mozart's Residence, which I think he grew up in, and we have a ticket for that as well, but we're gonna wait till we get these backpacks off to go visit that afterwards. It was really cool learning all of his history and how he was brought up, and he had a sister, and his dad was also a musician, but he was born in that house, but he traveled a lot when he was performing, and then he ended up going to Vienna, and I think he lived there for the last 10 years of his life before he passed away in Vienna. Yeah, so he's technically from here. I think in the Vienna video I said he's from Vienna, but he's not. He's technically from here.
One thing that I found interesting about him is that he really loved composing for operas. I just think of him as like a general composer, but he was really into operas. So
and he did them in Italian, not German.
Yep. So the opera producer would contact Mozart and say, hey, I want you to write music for my opera. For the lyrics that I have for my opera.
The other thing is that he learned how to play the violin and the piano by age 5 and had a children's piano and a children's violin that were just much smaller than the normal sized ones, which was pretty incredible that he was so musically talented at such an early age.
We're staying in one of these houses right under the mountain.
The other things on the agenda for today, there is a fortress at the very top. I was trying to get a video of it, but the sun was right behind it, so you couldn't see it, so I'll try to video it again. So you can basically hike the hill and see incredible views from there. We are making moves. After 30 minutes of a break, we decided that we're gonna go to Mozart's Residence now and use our ticket that we purchased earlier at the Mozart's Birthplace. We have about an hour before we can check into our Airbnb, so we thought this would be the perfect thing to kill time. We have finished with the Mozart's Residence tour, and if I had to pick one, I would only pick the Mozart Birthplace Museum. But that's just because I personally just wanted to learn about him, not as a musician or composer, and the Mozart Residence Museum was more about his compositions, his rise to being a musician, popularity, how he wrote his songs, which it wasn't that it wasn't interesting, it just felt like rushed through. It just didn't feel as like fun to go through that museum. So I personally would save your money on that one and just go to the Mozart Birthplace. After we started walking to our Airbnb because we can check in now, and then we went to go to the little key lock to find the keys, and it was empty. So we contacted the Airbnb host to see where the keys are, and she's currently trying to figure out where the heck they are. And then hopefully we'll finally see our Airbnb and get these stupid things off our back. My back is killing me. And then we can finally hike up the hill to see that fortress at the top and see the amazing views. It's 2:30 and I feel like the sun's gonna go down in 2 hours, so we need to hurry up and make this hike happen before the sun goes down and it gets really cold. All right, we have made it to our Airbnb, so let me give you a little tour. This is the entrance and this is the mini kitchen. We probably won't be using any of it except for the Nespresso, but it's always nice to have the options here. And then it's a studio apartment, so our bedroom's right here, but honestly it's really spacious and it's perfect for what we need. We have a little sitting area, queen bed, armoire, and a TV and table. And we have an incredible view outside into the old town. We are in the hustle and bustle of it. And then our bathroom is probably one of the coolest features.
Come on, let me show you around. So this is the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
But the pied de resistance is right there. Remember that mountain we showed you earlier? That is in our bathroom now.
And what is, this doesn't close.
This is a European shower.
Showering in the mountain.
In the mountain.
Look at all this, look how nice. And then it's like frosted so you can't see me on the other side. Just kidding. Okay, now we finally got our backpacks off our shoulders and we are gonna try to go hike that hill right now. I am backpack free. Taylor still has the
but
backpack.
It's lighter. It's way lighter, much more manageable.
Which fortress we're headed to? What was the name of it?
Hohensalzburg.
Hohensalzburg. 15 minutes?
Yeah, it claims that, but if you guys have seen the video earlier, it is way up there. And it's only a matter of time until Janella starts complaining about having to hike again. You guys just saw the funicular again. It takes you all the way up in 1 minute, but we decided to walk it up in 20. Hopefully we'll see about that. And then depending on what's up at the top, we may or may not buy a ticket, which riding the funicular would have been just as cheap if you get the all-inclusive ticket.
All right, we are in. We got about halfway up the mountain and then there's a ticket station up here and we had to decide what we wanted to do up here. Your options are to see the museum, the state apartments, just the gardens, just to get to the top. To get to the top, you still have to pay, no matter what. So, it is 3 o'clock, and our only option was €4 a person to go to the very top and see the gardens. You can't go inside, all of that was closed already. So, we figured €4 to get to the top was worth it. It is a trek up here. Straight inclines, basically the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea this was or why they decided to build it this much of an incline. I think it has something to do with the mountain. Well, we are on our way down now, but that view alone was worth the €4 we paid. Got to see the sunset from the top of the fort. Got some great pictures.
Definitely.
Now we're just gonna try not to fall going downhill. We have decided on a restaurant for dinner. I don't have any idea what it's called, but it's a 1 minute walk from where we are now. So hopefully it's good.
We descended the fortress way faster than climbing up. I just passed absolutely everybody. The place that we're going to is called Zoom Zirkelwort. No, Zoom Zirkelwort. Hope it's good, and then we'll try to find some dessert afterwards because we haven't had any today, so naturally we have to have something.
Round one. Free. Just finished up dinner. It was delicious. I started with goulash. Janella got goulash for her actual meal. I got cordon bleu, which is pork with cheese and then wrapped in breading. And then we split a molten lava cake for dinner with ice cream. We are stuffed.
I'm not stuffed.
We're stuffed. We're going to go find a Christmas market now. It's like 10 minutes away, kind of on the river, towards our Airbnb.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Goulash is my favorite soup and it's so cold outside. It's just the perfect soup and it tastes so good. And I'm definitely gonna learn how to make it when we get back to London, and that is the only soup that I'm gonna eat.
Definitely did not just eat goulash.
And that is a wrap on day one in Salzburg. We did everything that we had on our list and more. Tomorrow's agenda is Salzburg Cathedral and the Dom Courtier Museum, which I think has a few things wrapped into that. And then we leave for Munich at 1 p.m. So we only have half a day left here. Okay, well, that's a wrap. Good night. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy our videos and want to see more, make sure to hit the red subscribe button in the bottom right corner of the screen now.